keep your bitch ass over there. We ain't doing that. I ain't doing that. Personally, I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna down there treat you like you one of them. But I wouldn't be mad at no nigga if a nigga said fuck me because of that. That's like, I'm realistic. Like, I'm a stand on whatever. That's why I say you damn near gotta pick a side. I picked my side. See what I'm saying?
To a lot of youth in different cities that you stopped at, what's your take? Because I think you've been early on this, on, 21 Savage had the fuck the streets movement that he kind of has been promoting these last...
I don't even fuck about that. I am the streets. I love the streets. I come from the streets. I ain't going out that pussy ass shit.
You got a problem with him and I fuck with both of y'all, but I fuck with him a little harder, I'm naturally gonna be like, man, fuck Huff, man. Just naturally me. So before I be fake and be in the middle, I'd rather squash it. Like, bro, just squash it with him so I don't gotta say fuck him too. There's no way I can be cool with both of y'all, like, and just play the middle. I'm not no middle.
So how does it work with Dirk and YoungBoy? This might be something that I can't squash.
Yeah.
Have you tried?
Nah, hell no.
Certain stuff ain't somebody's place.
Yeah, certain shit you don't try.
Mm-hmm.
Certain shit you just know, like, ain't no trying.
That's unfortunate.
You know what's funny?
Like,
we had like the Tupac and Biggie.
Yeah, you think Snoop Dogg tried to squash that?
Yeah, that's big bro. Yeah, he wrote me on Instagram. I put up on him. I had a chop on me. I put up on him. I hopped out the Sprinter van. He like, hey, put that up. You don't need that around here. Yeah, but, man, I fuck with Savage. Hey, I think he about the second one that ever just let me pull up on him. A lot of rappers scared.
There's a question nobody wants to answer honestly. Can you leave the streets without disrespecting them? Because the moment one rapper said yes, another rapper made it clear he didn't agree at all. And now, what started as a difference in mindset is turning into something much more serious. This situation isn't just about words. It's about identity, survival, pride, and how hip-hop reacts when someone tries to change the rules while others are still trapped inside them. At the center of it all are 21 Savage and NBA YoungBoy, two artists with real street backgrounds, two very different views on what leaving the streets actually means. And the scary part is how fast this conversation went from interviews to warnings. To understand why this hit such a nerve, you have to understand where 21 Savage is coming from. Before the fame, before the money, before the global tours, 21 was really in it. East Atlanta, Zone 6. No rap myth, no exaggeration. He didn't grow up watching the streets from a distance. He lived inside them. On his 21st birthday, his life almost ended. He was shot 6 times. His close friend didn't survive. That moment alone would change most people forever. But it wasn't the only loss. Years earlier, he lost his brother to gun violence, then another close friend, then more people he grew up with, the kind of losses that don't fade, the kind that stack up until you either harden completely or start questioning everything. Early in his career, his music reflected exactly where he was mentally. Records like No Heart and X weren't filtered. They weren't polished messages. They were raw reflections of a life that didn't offer many choices. But as time passed, something shifted. Not overnight. Slowly, money didn't fix it. Fame didn't erase it. But perspective started creeping in. He began seeing how many young kids were listening to his music and copying his moves without understanding the cost. He realized surviving wasn't the same as winning. That's where his mindset changed. That change didn't just stay in music. He started putting real effort into helping kids understand money, choices, and consequences. Financial literacy programs, youth talks, community work, not flashy, not loud, real work. And eventually, he started saying the part most rappers never say out loud. Forget the streets. Not in a disrespectful way, not like he was ashamed of where he came from, but like someone who's tired of burying people, like someone who's seen how the cycle ends. His message was simple. The streets don't love you back. They don't retire you. They don't reward loyalty the way people think they do. On the surface, that message sounds positive. Who could be mad at someone trying to save lives? But that's only true if everyone hearing it has the same options. Once 21 started taking that message outside Atlanta, things got complicated. Every city has its own rules. its own pain, its own history. When someone from another place comes in telling kids to leave the streets behind, some people hear advice, others hear judgment, especially the ones who don't have a clear way out yet. In cities like Chicago, Baton Rouge, and parts of California, some young guys felt like the message skipped an important part: survival. For them, the streets aren't an image or a phase, they're a daily reality, a shield, and a trap, sometimes both at once. That's where resentment started building. And then the interview happened. Someone asked NBA YoungBoy about 21's movement. It wasn't framed aggressively, it was presented like a positive thing, like 21 was ahead of the curve trying to guide the youth. YoungBoy didn't hesitate, he shut it down immediately. He said he didn't care about that message, said he is the streets, said he loves the streets, said he comes from the streets and isn't on that type of talk. The tone wasn't calm, it wasn't neutral, it sounded personal. That wasn't just disagreement, that was rejection. To understand why YoungBoy reacted that way, you have to understand his reality. He didn't get to step away cleanly. His life never slowed down. Legal pressure followed him for years. House arrest, court dates, real threats, all real losses. He's still surrounded by people who are active, people he feels responsible for. For him, the streets aren't something he can just criticize openly. They're tied to loyalty, protection, and survival. When someone who already made it out says, "forget the streets," it can sound like they're forgetting the people still stuck there. YoungBoy has never tried to clean up his image. He never tried to soften his message. That's part of why his fans trust him. He speaks from where he's at, not where he wishes he was. So when he said, "I am the streets," he wasn't saying he loves violence. He was saying he refuses to separate himself from his roots or act like he's above the environment that shaped him. The internet didn't wait to react. Fans split instantly. One side said 21 was right and trying to save lives, but the other said YoungBoy was being honest and refusing to fake growth for approval. Accusations flew, hypocrisy, fake positivity, promoting destruction, the usual chaos. But there was something else under the surface making this worse: industry politics. 21 Savage has been publicly close with Lil Durk. When tension between Durk and YoungBoy escalated over the years, people noticed who stood near who. Even when nothing was said directly, sides felt implied. And when King Von was killed in Atlanta, that situation made everything heavier. YoungBoy and Durk's conflict isn't just rap. People lost their lives. That energy doesn't disappear. So when 21, an Atlanta artist, was seen supporting Durk and then turned around promoting a message about leaving the streets, some people felt like the timing didn't add up. But that tension had been sitting quietly. Then 21 responded. He didn't name YoungBoy. He didn't need to. The message was loud enough. He told people to stop saying his name. Made it clear that just because he's trying to change doesn't mean he's weak. Reminded everyone that he really lived that life before deciding to step away from it. He said growth doesn't erase history. He warned people not to confuse positivity with softness. That response wasn't just defensive, it was emotional. You could hear frustration in his voice. This wasn't someone clout chasing. This was someone who felt misunderstood and disrespected for trying to do better. He went deeper. He called out people who talk about street life without really carrying the weight of it. Said some people haven't lost enough to understand why he feels the way he does. Like, that's not bragging, that's pain talking. He also pointed out something a lot of fans ignore. There's a difference between being from the streets and being consumed by them forever. One is a background, the other is a prison. That's where the real conflict sits. Hip-hop has always demanded authenticity, but it struggles with evolution. When someone changes, people question if they're still real. When someone refuses to change, people accuse them of being destructive. It becomes a trap with no winning answer. Is 21 a hypocrite for still making street music sometimes? Some people think so. But he never claimed perfection. He said he's trying. And trying doesn't mean cutting everything off overnight. Is YoungBoy wrong for refusing to promote a message that doesn't match his reality? Not necessarily. You can't preach peace while still dodging danger every day. That disconnect is real. Both of them are speaking from real places. That's why this hits so hard. The danger is what happens next. Hip-hop has a long history of disagreements turning into something physical. Words get clipped. Fans escalate things. People around the artists take things personally. That's how situations spiral. The irony here is painful. A disagreement about leaving street violence could turn into more of it if people don't slow down. The truth is, both perspectives matter. The culture needs voices telling kids there's another way. And it also needs voices that don't pretend the streets disappear just because someone made it rich. The problem isn't the message, it's the delivery, and the timing, and the pride. Right now, this beef sits at a crossroads. It could fade away like so many online arguments. Or it could turn into something much darker if egos take over. What makes this situation important isn't who wins the argument. It's what young people take from it. Do they hear hope, or do they hear division? Because while rappers argue, kids are still dying. That's the part nobody should forget. 21 Savage is speaking from the pain of loss and the fear of watching it repeat. NBA, YoungBoy is speaking from the reality of still being surrounded by it. Both truths can exist at the same time. The real question isn't who's right. It's how long the culture will keep turning conversations into conflicts instead of solutions. Let me know what you think. Is 21 right for telling kids to forget the streets? Nor is YoungBoy right that you can't tell someone how to live when you're not in their position anymore? Do you think this tension fades out? Or is it heading somewhere worse? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Hit like if this breakdown made you think differently. Subscribe if you want more real stories behind hip-hop headlines. And remember this, growth doesn't mean forgetting where you came from, and survival shouldn't mean being stuck forever.